people are picking on my friend. R. I don't know if I could say his name, but anyway.
Yes, don't say any minor names. Thank you.
So he was picking on my friend R, and I was thinking to myself, ooh, you have a little friend already. But he said people are picking on him. So I told him, I said, well, let me tell you how school works. If R has a problem, he can tell his teacher, he could come tell me, he could go tell anybody. If you have a problem, you can tell me, you can tell Ms. Zwerner, you can tell an adult. And so I said, you know, we have to worry about ourselves. And so he's sitting there, and I said again, do you have a gun in that bag? And he said, no one is getting that bag. And I was like, okay. Then Ms. Zwerner called them to the carpet. He came. I came and sat right next to him. Again, the board is in the front. He sat on the corner here. I sat next to him, and he was facing that bag. And so we did the lesson, and he was still sitting there, and then he started telling me, he said, I got new shoes on, red and black Nikes. And I was like, oh, I like those. He said, but I have to go change my shoes at lunchtime because these are new. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, okay. So we did the lesson. Ms. Zwerner got up and modeled what they were doing, and she told him what they need. He said, I need scissors and a pencil. I was like, oh, buddy, you're not getting any scissors, because heaven knows what he would do with those. I said the lesson did not require any, scissors. So then I went to Ms. Zwerner.
Yes, and Ms. Kovac, let me just ask, as you're describing this, so at some point you do speak to Ms. Zwerner.
Yes, right then, afterwards.
Do you tell her that you're going to go see Dr. Parker?
Yes. Well, what I told her first was, I asked her when recess was. She said in 10 minutes. I said, okay, I'm going to go and I'll come back in 10 minutes to check the bag. But at that point, as soon as I left, I went and reported to Dr. Parker that the girls had reported to me that there was a possible gun. I went and sat with him. I talked with him. I told her what I had done.
And let me pause you before we get into exactly what you told Dr. Parker. So before you go down to Dr. Parker's office, do you tell Abby that there's a concern about something at this point?
Yes.
And you advise her that you're going to find Dr. Parker and talk to her?
Yes.
Okay. And then do you tell Abby to keep an eye on him until you came back?
Yes. Well,
okay.
Yes.
Okay. So now walk the jury through. At this point, you're going back down to Dr. Parker's office. Is she still sitting at her desk?
Yes.
Okay. What do you tell her at that time?
So at that time, I go up to her and I tell her that the girls reported about a gun, that I was in there. He would not give me the bag. He was not acting normal. And so I told her that when Abby's going out to recess in like 10 minutes, that I would be back to check the bag.
And so then, Ms. Kovac, did Dr. Parker respond to you or give you any direction?
She just kind of nodded and acknowledged that that was what I was going to do.
Okay, so you let her know, I'm going to check the backpack.
Yes.
And she nodded her head.
Yes.
Okay.
She was aware.
Do you then go directly back to check the backpack?
No, because I was now waiting, for them to go to recess. Okay. So I left her office, was heading back down to my office. When I got to my office, I looked at my cell phone. Abby had texted me and said that they were now outside, but he had gone to his book bag and took something out of his book bag and put it in his jacket pocket. So,
did Abby tell you what she thought that was, or what did you think that meant?
To me, it felt like it was whatever he had, like the gun.
So what do you do once you hear that response?
So after I hear that, I go right to Abby's room and I'm checking that bag. Because again, he was acting really weird, And I checked that bag and I knew it wouldn't be there because Abby pretty much told me something he put into his jacket pocket. So I checked the bag. There was a math book in there. There was a homework book in there. There was a little Spider-Man puzzle that we had made in small group that was there. He had a gold, little coin tokens, from like Happy Meal or something. And then in the front pocket, he had a calculator. Mm-hmm. He had not been getting math in his modified schedule. And he always wanted me, when we did reading, to do something. I taught him how to write hello on the calculator upside down.
So at that time, you've searched the bag yourself.
Yes.
Do you then go back to Dr. Parker's
Yes,
office?
I do.
And is Dr. Parker still sitting at her desk in her office at that time?
Yes, she is.
Is there anyone else in her office?
Not that I recall.
Okay. What do you tell Dr. Parker at this time?
So again, I tell her that I went and checked the bag. I told her just what I said to you all, what was in the bag. And then I also tell her that Abby texted me that they were out at recess, that he took something from the bag and he put it in his pocket.
Did you tell her you thought it could be a gun?
I mean, I told her that I reported that it was a gun. I mean, the whole time I assumed she thought it was a gun because that's what the girls reported, and I went and reported to her.
And what did she say in response to you when you said he put it in his pocket?
She did say that, well, he has little pockets, and I said he put it in his jacket pocket. And I was kind of mad, and I walked away because I have testing. So I went down and went outside to check on Abby and to check on JT to see if he would come to me. At that time, when I get out there, talk to Abby, she said she overheard R, or you heard J, she overheard R say, keep your hands in your pocket. Don't take your hands out of your pocket.
So do you then go back in and tell Dr. Parker about that, what you saw the encounter on the playground?
So, yes, I told her that. I also...
And let me ask you, Ms. Kovac, so you tell her that. At that point, do you stress to her that you feel like there's something in his pocket, that he has a jacket on?
Yes, I do. I feel like he did something. He took something... There's something.
And you weren't wavering in your statement to her that you thought he had something that was concerning that could be a gun?
Correct.
And when you go to testing, do you let Dr. Parker know, I'm going to testing, and Dr. Parker says, okay, and does she respond to you? Do you feel like at that point she's going to deal with the situation while you go to testing?
Well, I felt like the whole time she would have dealt with the situation. She was sitting right there by her phone.
So did you think she was dealing with the situation?
I did until nothing happened when I
at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, nothing had happened up to that point. You know what I mean? And then I did have state testing. So she is my boss. I went and did state testing.
And once